Hello, hello. What's going on, folks? What's going on? I almost like the music in the background. Welcome to Tradeo. We now have a number that will be flashing during the show. That'll be stupid, right? Gotta have a number. That'll be nice and dumb. All right, look at that. Got the Tradeo number rolling on the bottom there. Yeah, call now for Tradeo. The sickness is coming for me. I'm gonna pretend I'm not getting sick. I haven't gotten sick since COVID. I had a fucking amazing run of not being sick, and then right before Christmas I got sick and I lost my voice, and the shit's coming for me. I can feel it right now coming for me. I'm mad at it, so I'm gonna pretend like it's not here. Also, you know what I like about Tradeo? We can have this music playing in the background of Tradeo. Because in Tradeo, you have the music playing in the background, right?
Yeah.
And it gives it like that, like, hi, welcome to Tradeo. Tom and Dan, we're taking calls with music in the background. We're doing something different. Here we go. Are you guys going to get mad at it? Are you guys going to be babies and get mad? Oh, Dan changed the intro. He just wanted to jump right into the show. Fuck you, Dan. Remember that? I lost a lot of points that day. Lost a lot of points with the listeners that day.
So we'll take any calls, right?
Uh-huh.
You can call in about anything you want. We'll just shoot the shit with you.
Oh, SJ, you listen to Howard too? Oh my God, I am becoming SJ. I'm becoming an old man with long gray hair and a gray beard. That's what I want to become.
Well, that's what everybody becomes.
That's what I want to become. No, he said, I was listening to Howard Stern troll Tradeo during lunch. I want to be number 4, is what he said. And he said, laugh out loud. Dude, Tradeo rips. I love it. If we were rich, I would do a Tradeo show on a station for free. Just because it would be fun.
Just host it.
Just because it would be fun.
I mean, I'm sure we could do... we would probably do some overnight Tradeo at radio.
We're already working too much. I'm sick. I'm dying.
No. Tonight at midnight. Every Thursday at midnight.
Every Thursday at midnight we do real Tradeo.
I leave my family with, they're all asleep. We just come here and we do Tradeo midnight.
Oh, you're right.
To 2.
They're all asleep.
Yeah.
It would be the highest rated. I will make a bold prediction.
Well, no one else is listening at midnight.
No. We can get them to listen because it's all about being different. Everybody's got a podcast. Morning shows and afternoon shows are a dime a dozen. But show me 2 guys that would do and we try to make it funny. It would be it wouldn't be lucrative, but people would listen to it. Guaranteed they'd listen to it. Guaranteed they'd fucking listen to it.
You have to listen to it midnight. It's live.
I gotta get the music out of here.
No recording.
I can't do the music in the background. How's my voice sound? Am I getting you sick? Are you gonna get sick now too?
No.
I can feel it fucking coming for me. Thank God you're the strong. Thank God you work out every day. Thank you're the strongest member of the show. You have to carry on without me.
No, you'll be fine.
No. We're going opposite directions.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Glass. Oh, we need a train. Where do we get a train?
I'm in my basement.
Lifting weights.
With doing bench press.
And the pedals are falling down on.
Yeah.
You know that.
And then
movie?
my sons, I do, and then I'm like, wait a minute, how much did you put on there? And then my sons are scared. They're like, we put everything on there. And then I look, and I bench press 480 pounds.
Have you seen that video of the man? He's doing I think just a standard squat, and but he's got a shit ton of weight on him, and he's not in a cage. So he has no guides. He's just doing it. The way that you really should, because that's how you engage your core.
That's called a spine breaker.
Yeah. So he does it, and he's going down, and he goes to get up, and he can't.
Yeah.
And it's about to crush. It's about to crush him. And the guy, he's like, help. And the guy puts his foot on his chest like 300 and just kicks him down because that is the safest way. You have to kick him backwards because
if he goes forward,
yeah. Have you seen the video of this? And the guy gets mad, and the guy's like, "Dude, I did what you're supposed to do."
But
the guy's fucking mad.
Did you have to kick him in the chest?
Yeah, you did. You did. You had to kick him in the chest.
You could just push him over.
No, you got to kick him.
Or how about run behind him and pick? I mean, you could pick up the weight, right?
No.
Too heavy?
This guy. When you look at it, like in the video, the guy's
squatting an insane amount.
It's too much for the guy, but the guy that's coming to help is too skinny. He's smaller than the guy doing it.
Yeah.
And he just goes king and kicks him and saves his life.
It's like the old school throwing a wooden chair.
Beautiful dogs. Why did you say that? Somebody said beautiful dogs.
The old school throwing a chair at someone that is getting electrocuted by the outlet. And it's like, you need to throw a chair at them. Like, there's got to be some other way.
Andrew,
I bet if you ran and bumped them with your shoulder, you could knock them off.
The shoulder bump, I would, yeah, but too close to the person's face. Maybe it's like a little intimate.
Well, I know the electricity will then, I mean, you'll probably get a little shocked, but you're not going to hit your wife over the head with a chair like Bam Bam Bigelow.
No, I'd throw a pillow. I'd use my brain.
A pillow's not heavy enough to knock them. You need it.
Couch cushion.
No, it's still not heavy enough. They're locked in, getting electrocuted by the outlet.
Bucket of water? ALS bucket challenge.
No. You have to knock
them. Should we be
away.
recording this? Because nobody's calling it.
Well, I was waiting for our first call, and then we start.
It's not one. It's not one. 12:59.
Okay.
It's 12:59.
Oh,
These people are trained. People are trained professionals.
Yeah, right at 1.
And then we start it. And then do we let it live or die? Like if no one calls, do we let it live or die?
Yeah, it was their fault. They died. And then we move on.
Oh, they paid for the slow shipping on that because that should have been here like 2 days ago.
I got a Just Call Mo pizza cutter.
Yeah, I don't even have that. I don't even have that. I think Bus Decker likes you more than me, although he texts me all the time to do his job. That was a joke. You even laugh at it. That was low-key. That was good shade. I felt like that was authentic shade that you just.
Well, I'm Bus Decker's Mo's right-hand man. I don't want to piss him off. He starts getting in Mo's ear like, we don't need these motherfuckers.
I don't think you can piss off Bus Decker because I feel like he's in the camp of you. Like, you guys are like, you know what I miss that you and Bus used to do? The old school Bus Decker, Tom Van Twitter Wars, X Wars. We need X Wars. We need to update it. Bus Decker and Tom Van X Wars.
I'll still get at him every once in a while.
You guys are mean as fuck to each other. I loved it.
We got too busy. He's
got too close
doing Mo stuff. I'm
doing too much collusion now. Just like you said, you can't bully him now because you'd be afraid you hurt his feelings.
You're
too close, kissing cousins over here.
Yeah. No, I do think I can't go as hard because Bus Decker. What if he does?
I think about that too. And I go harder.
But then I think if I don't go hard, he won't respect me, and then he'll pull his advertising.
We pride ourselves on talking about things that other people won't talk about, and I go harder on all the rest of Real Radio except for News Junkie. You know why? Distance. That's why. Jim Colbert, monsters, they'll catch some strays. Why? Distance. That's the only reason. If they called me out and I'd be embarrassed, I wouldn't do it. Pussy ass. I'm joking. I'm fucking around. I just like fucking. I like constantly fucking around.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think people don't like that. Namely, you want me to bear this? I'm going to bear it. My family's very upset with me. They are done with my jokes. We've hit the end. They're like
full saturation.
Yeah, they're like
full joke.
Fucking stop. No more jokes. Should we start?
Okay.
Here we go. Would you like to begin?
Sure.
In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. All right, we're taking calls.
Yes,
live calls.
Tradio is open if you would like to call the
about
show.
anything, though. If you just say Tradio, then people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I can't just
anything on your mind.
Yeah. Could be Tradio.
Could be Tradio. You might want to tell us how good we are. You might have a question for us. You might have something going on in your life you need help with. Your children might need discipline. I'm self-proclaiming myself an amazing father because my daughter is accomplishing great things. So
I like that.
So I look in the mirror and I go, you are doing this. Yeah, I look at the trophies and that are in her room, multiple trophies in her room. 10, maybe even 15 different trophies. Those are my trophies. I made those trophies. We have our first call, Mr. Van.
All right.
Oh, just testing the phone lines. Caller, thank you for calling A Corporate Time. You have your say.
Hi, I am trying to make my lunch, and I pulled out some Publix white American cheese with a pack date of 10/24/2024. Should I eat it?
Are there any discolorations on? Is it American cheese, you said?
It is white American. There's no discolorations, and it looks good, but that's 3-month-old cheese, and I don't know.
Hold on, cheese is aged.
That's just oil.
Cheese is aged, and that is oil, but it's never been used. I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think you're good as long as you don't have any discolorations.
But even discolorations you could eat. People eat moldy cheese all the time. It's not going to hurt you.
I don't eat moldy cheese.
No. Well, I mean, but you can eat. What Tom is saying is, though, it's not going to hurt you to eat moldy cheese. I would even argue that you shouldn't be eating white American cheese in the first place because the only American cheese is yellow American cheese. Thank you and good night.
Ouch.
Yeah. But I prefer the term white American.
Right, sure.
I
It is 2025.
Correct.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
is on brand.
Yeah. I
think you're good. What else is on there? You got ham? You said you got ham on this?
Yeah, I got some ham, a little Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yep, that's the right one.
Bread.
That's the right one. You know
Yeah,
what?
I don't do that Miracle Whip stuff. It's too sweet for my taste.
No. I love the Miracle Whip, but you know what? I'm gonna go a little harder on this one. Thank you for calling, ACT. I'm gonna go a little harder on this one, and I'm gonna go a little more specific than I normally do. I am not a Duke's mayonnaise guy on sandwiches. I do like Duke's mayonnaise, but only when I'm preparing like a potato salad, a coleslaw, a dish.
Okay.
If I'm doing a sandwich, I like Hellman's.
Okay. All right.
If I want mayonnaise. But normally, I'm Miracle Whip Danny. I'm weird. I'm all over the place.
I grew up Miracle Whip only, so I prefer it in
Yeah.
all sandwiches.
Now, what is Marigold Whip? Tell me about this Marigold Whip here.
Miracle.
Okay, Miracle?
Miracle?
It's Miracle. With an I, not a A, right?
Miracle Rip?
Not Miracle Whip. I ain't never had a real bed before. What are we doing? What is happening to you? Marigold Whip. What is Marigold Whip?
No, you know what I mean. Goddamn tangy. Mayonnaise.
It's got to have the specks of the paprika in it, the little red specks of paprika in it. Well, thank you for our one and only call of the day, and that has been Tom and Dan's live open phone.
We'll get more callers
as they trickle in.
You know, every time I make myself a sandwich, I would eat when I was a child,
a boy.
You know, whether it be bologna and cheese or like just a ham and cheese sandwich with Miracle Whip.
Bologna, thick bologna, right?
Yeah.
I've never eaten thin bologna in my life. Not even one time.
Do they make a thin bologna?
Yeah, I think that's the origin bologna. I think most people
like thinly cut like a ham?
Not chipped or shaved.
Okay.
But like thin, like regular.
Okay, all right.
And then thick cut. We used to get Winn-Dixie brand thick cut bologna with the red plastic on the side, and my dad loved it.
I hate that red plastic. I
mean, you don't have to eat it. You can just take it home.
What?
Thanks for calling a corporate time. Do you eat the plastic on your bologna?
Turn down your radio, sir.
This is the best part of doing this. I've missed this part. Turn down your radio, please.
Hello?
I think you're saying radio.
Yeah.
Is that we're not even broadcasting this for days.
I need to ask the Jew something. I'd like to ask the Jew. Hello?
He wants to do Ask a Jew.
Moira, hold on. Sir, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Can we, you want to guess what I'm hauling?
He has his radio just blasting. Do you want to guess what I'm hauling?
Oh, did Phil Fow used to do Ask a Jew?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Would that fly now? Yeah, it would fly. You could do it.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though. No, I don't know. I don't know if it would.
You could ask me.
We've had a rough couple of years.
I could answer anything.
Ask a dude.
Ask
a dude.
Yeah. I could answer anything a Jewish person could answer.
I can answer any question.
I could do.
I really feel like I can. I really feel like I can give you an answer for every question.
Oh
God, sorry. Hey, thanks for calling a corporate time. Who's this? This is Tom and Dan's live action calls.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This is Tyler.
Tyler, you know we never knew your name, Tyler the historian.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you for the kind words you left on the. I've been a bit behind on shows, but you put some kind words there at the end of the year, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, man. So what's on your mind?
You're that far behind? I mean, how much do you really like the show?
Yeah, that's true.
The podcast that I like, I listen to every episode, and I can't wait till the new episode drops, and then I listen to it. I'm never really that behind. I don't go back and listen to the end of the year best of months later. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you listen, Tom? Do you listen to podcasts that put out shows every day?
That's too much.
What do you get, like a weekly guys?
Yeah,
weekly guys?
Yeah, more of a weekly man myself. The ones that do it every day,
like
too
a Sunday
much.
newspaper.
Yeah, who do you think you are? You think you got enough content to fill every day? Oh, sorry, go
That's
ahead.
hilarious.
No, I wanted to know how you guys would handle a Freaky Friday situation with yourselves.
Oh,
and
what?
then
Like
how
if
you
I
would
pee
handle
in a
it?
fountain and then Tom gets to sleep with my wife and I sleep with his wife? 'Cause I would do that. I've been talking about it. In fact, we have a bit we want to set up for Valentine's Day. Can I talk about it?
Well,
Can we
not
talk
yet.
about-
No, not yet, because I don't. We
I
have
feel
to.
very comfortable on the show. How
Okay, all right.
right? I feel very comfortable on the show. So I came up with this bit I want to do where I'm gonna buy gifts for Tom's wife for Valentine's Day, and he's gonna buy gifts for my wife on Valentine's Day, and the winner gets a night of
with the other's wife.
dancing in the playground,
Aw.
in the pale moonlight.
Yeah. And so, what were you going to talk about Freaky Friday?
Well, I was wondering how you guys would handle it, and then how you think if it happened to your wives, would they tell you? How would they handle it? Do you think?
I don't even know what Freaky Friday means.
It's just we swapped brains.
It's like you wake up in each other's bodies.
Well,
the first thing I do is stop running. Like I'm done with this garbage. All right, and then I'd.
Yeah. Then we try to bang each other's wives. I just told you.
But I would know. Do I know?
And I guess who would be the luckier individual of that one?
Do I know I'm in Tom's body, or am I not aware of this?
No, you two are the only two when you wake up that are aware.
But do I know I'm in his body? So I know it. Like I'm like, oh, I'm in Tom's body.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'd go down. I'd go to the worst part of Orlando, and I just start banging like crack whores.
Hold on, what are you doing out of my body?
That's how it works. That's how it works. It
Why-
just switch me back. I'm gonna do bad things.
Why are you doing
I'd be
this?
smoking crack.
Why are you smoking crack?
I would smoke crack. I'd wear a diaper and poop myself. Just,
Why
not?
are you doing that?
I don't know.
No. Like you take advantage.
I'm an emotional person. I'm mad that you did this to me.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know for certain that you did this to me.
I would immediately start working as, like, you know how millionaires hire little people to dress like leprechauns and then throw them around and then
All right, I like the way you're going because that's kind of on brand for what I would do.
Which
we both would destroy each other's bodies.
and
Is that the right answer?
and bang each other's wives.
Yeah, well, we bang each other's wives first, and then we destroy the other's bodies. Would we ever meet up and talk about it?
Yeah, because I'm sure. Well, the first thing I'd do if I woke up as you, I would vomit. I'd be disgusted.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
And then I would contact
I think the first
Tom
thing-
Van because I'm like, obviously, if
know
I'm
what?
Daniel,
If you're gonna
then Daniel's me.
If you're going to try to hurt me like that, then the first thing I would do when I wake up is I would walk to your son's room and I would say, boys, everything I've told you is a lie, and I am an alcoholic.
They're like, we knew it.
They're like, confirmed. And then I'd vomit.
We talk about it. All right, Tyler. I forgot what you did for a living, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't talk about it. But I negotiate broadcasting contracts.
We need that. We need that. Negotiate. Get us a lot of money.
Hold on, you negotiate broadcasting like for radio people?
A plethora of, some NFL contracts, Yeah,
he
stuff
does
like that.
NFL contracts. He got Dan Quinn the
What?
deal. He got Dan Quinn the Washington deal. Did you know that?
You
That was a historian.
You got a brown tooth Quinn deal? So, hold on, historian. I would have not, in a million years,
You know why I
guessed
love this segment? It's because it's
negotiating
crazy.
contracts.
This segment's insane. This segment's crazy.
So you represent different entertainers, and you go to the companies and you negotiate their contracts?
No, I represent a company in which we do the capacity planning. Like, I'll give you an example. If
Don't get yourself into trouble, though.
No, I won't. If certain national football teams in certain areas need to capacity plan for a certain amount of audience they expect watching either a broadcast of the game or a live event or Super Bowl or what have you, I would be part of the team putting all of that together, from the infrastructure to the people involved. That's basically it.
That's cool.
Everything up to the.
Would you
up
like
to
to
the pole,
do?
up
Would
to
you
the
like to
actual
do a
infrastructure
weird
of the
job?
town.
Would you like
Well-
to do a weird job Wednesday?
Could we hire you to negotiate for us?
I wouldn't probably take the job, but I
didn't want it anyway. I didn't want to be a part. That was Tom saying that. I think you sound like a fool.
Hold on,
I would never hitch my wagon to yours.
Hold on, we call you the historian because you consume so much of this show that you remember.
But does he really? I've really
well,
soured
in
to
my
him.
mind.
Between the comment he said to you earlier and this, I think I've soured to him a bit.
And then I offer you a chance to represent your favorite podcast.
He never said we were his favorite. He never said that. Don't put words in his mouth.
It's got to be one of your favorites. Your nickname is the historian of a show.
I gave him that. That's my fault. I did that.
Yeah, but you leave so many messages.
A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people say he doesn't know enough about the show.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter. It's just, huh?
You guys wouldn't need me. I work on a bigger scale with technology that you guys just simply wouldn't need to deal with.
Oh, you simpleton don't need my lasers, is what I heard.
Why are you insulting us?
I'm a sensitive person, and I'm glad you're finally sensitive with me. I heard, the sensitive man heard, you don't need my lasers, hillbillies. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I've seen NFL players who are just as good as they are.
Yeah, we're smarter than them, I think.
Have you seen Frank Gore? I'm at least as smart, maybe a tick below Frank Gore, but on the same spectrum. All right.
Well, hey, thanks for calling, Tyler. We appreciate it. Now we know your name. Would you prefer us call you Tyler?
Yeah.
That's probably better, right?
It doesn't. No, I appreciate the nickname, but it doesn't really matter. Last thing I wanted to say is, Tom, say Google.
All right, this guy.
You're bullying. He turned on you.
Yeah, I don't need these nerds bullying me.
He got a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend.
I bully those nerds.
No, he got a girlfriend. You can feel the confidence, right? He's like, I'm going to call into my favorite podcast. Never said that. I'm going to bully the dumb one.
Yeah, say like, I have too much technology to negotiate for you fools.
Thanks for calling A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. This is Dan speaking. How may I direct your call?
Yes. Could you put me as an anonymous person, please?
Hold on 1 second, EJ. All right, you are now anonymous.
Okay, so I have a problem. I'm not going to tell you which child, but one of my children got caught using a calculator during a math class, and the teacher told me about it. See, I'm not really mad about it because she knows how to use it, do the math without the calculator, but I think she was just doing it because it was more efficient. How should I scold or discipline my child because of this?
I just watched a Bob's Burgers that handled all of this.
All right.
Louise had pulled down a boy's pants and had to go to the guidance counselor to get in trouble, right?
All right.
But it turned out that the reason she pulled down the little boy's pants was because he had stolen another child's lunchbox and was tossing it back and forth. So she was actually doing something good. So then her mom snuck her out of detention and took her to the fair. So they had a good time. So I think that in this particular area, I think it's okay to let her know that maybe her process was right and that in the real world you're going to do that. But for right now, the teacher needs to know that you know what's really going on, and it's kind of breaking the rules. But, hey, I like your ingenuity. That's what I would do.
That's what I kind of figured. I didn't want to be mad at her because, I know she knows how to do the stuff, and she does it at home without the calculator. I think she was just trying to do it fast, and she's like, why isn't this teacher wasting my time?
Well, she's cheating, which I personally like.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. That's how I cheated my way through all of school, right?
This is probably why your wife thinks you're going to cheat on her, right? Is that every show that we do, you yell, I love cheating.
Yeah. But you don't.
Is that why Tom stole the Miracle Whip bit from Family Guy that he just did a couple minutes ago?
Oh, how dare you.
Oh, my God. Yeah, EJ, if I had a nickel for every bit he stole from Family Guy, I'd be rich and not have to do this show. I would have to be here.
But my point is,
I'll have to figure out what that was. I've never seen that.
You don't want your daughter turning out like me. That's all I'm saying.
I totally agree.
And I don't.
Although, have you seen you as a woman? You're beautiful.
It's you don't want someone who looks at a task and then the only thing they could think of is how to get around doing it the right way.
I don't think you've ever put it like that. You know what? When you put it like that, it's silly but poetic at the same time.
And everything that anybody presents to me and they're like, here it is. And all like that is like, how can
I do this incorrectly?
Or just get to the end faster.
What's the least traditional way I can do this with the most amount of cheating the system?
Let's just say I hate corners and I want to cut them all. And and you don't want a corner cutter.
You know what? SJ in our Twitch chat room, in YouTube, he makes a great point that I think you're going to hear this now more than ever, and I've never thought about this. He was like, at least it was a calculator and not ChatGPT. And I'm like, holy, you just blew my mind. You're right. You still have to know most of the process or what numbers to hit and what you're doing to even input it into a calculator. If you're just giving the numbers to a computer and it's solving it, that's like 100 steps further down the road. So, yeah, calculators are pretty rudimentary when you think about it now. I mean, you can put any equation into Google, ChatGPT, Alexa, and it'll basically do the math for you.
I did hear Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about a subject that I've always bitched about is like you'll never use this math anytime when you're an adult, right? And he explained it in a way that I kind of understood, although I need more clarification. But he was like, it's not about using any of this math later on in life because most likely you will not, right? It's about learning how to, do this math and learning how to get to the correct answer.
Sure.
That forms a neural pathway in your brain.
Yeah.
Which helps you problem solve later on in life.
Yeah, it's critical thinking skills.
With a bunch of different things, not necessarily even to do with this math, but it helps you solve other problems.
Right.
And so learning all these math equations and how to do it just opens up neural pathways in your brain that you could use later.
Yeah, I've heard it called mastering a difficult, and I can't remember the third thing there. It's like but you're taking a concept that is foreign to you, you're understanding it, learning it, and then applying it.
Yeah, it's like learning how to learn, and it's advantageous for young people to learn how to learn new things, even if they're never going to use this specific thing. But that process of learning is how your brain gets better.
I'm going to use that line. I'm going to use that line on girls when they're like, what do you like doing? I'm going to be like, I just love learning to learn.
Now, here's the problem with all that. I can get behind it, but the problem is like later on in life, I'm just like, well, what part of that is helping me now? And they're like, no, I didn't know. So I was like,
why do you always have to know, though? Why do you always
Well, that's what Crystal says.
Oh, damn, you yelled at me.
What is your football fix this weekend? Because everyone loves to hear about your football and talk about it for a long time.
No, he doesn't. He's swearing that away.
I'm
hanging up on you. Hanging up on you. Get out of here.
We
did have a BDM yell at us about no more football talk. Hey, it's almost over. We're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It'll be done in literally a month and we're out.
And by the way, for that one BDM he yelled at, I'm reading through the comments, and the majority of people are like, I like it. So it's like, how do you can't please everybody.
Really surprised me there. Not surprised because I'm not this type of guy, but it was weird to see how many women, I think it was almost 50-50 in there. There were tons of ladies in there like, hey, no, don't take away my football. I didn't know. I'd be interested to know. When I was a boy, let's say 1985, when I'm watching football with my mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
Till now, what part of NFL viewership is female? What percentage shifted? It's got to be way higher now.
Oh, yeah.
Highest of all sports?
Don't know that, but
gotta be.
I know that
it's got to be more than basketball. Girls don't like basketball. I don't see girls rep it. My wife does, but she's weird. Andrea likes all sports. She's weird.
Yeah, but they don't
girls like football.
Yeah, then they definitely don't like men or women's basketball. They don't like it at all.
Girls do like baseball, though. I would give them that.
See,
I see a lot of girls talk about baseball. Baseball and football are more girl. There are more girl viewers, I believe. Hockey, some girls.
I think of the NFL.
Soccer, a lot of girls. A lot of girls like soccer.
That's true, but do they watch it? That's the problem.
Not as much as guys. I think they like football.
Yeah, and I think it's just
Is that because
it's the America's most popular sport?
Is it a direct result of anything the NFL did?
Well,
and I'm not talking about Taylor Swift. I'm talking about a greater conversation before To me, that's an outlier. I'm talking about
They took
in
away
general.
They took away some of the violence, which I'm sure just stereotypically females probably didn't like as much in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like when people were getting knocked out left and right and things like it still happens, but it's more rare, right? Because
Yeah.
they've tried to clean up the violence and then they've made it more family friendly. I think they they try their best to sweep any knocking out your old lady in an elevator on the road.
Yeah.
It happens every once
Did
in
he
a while.
knock her? Was he in there with her, and did he knock her out, and then it went down with her unconscious body in the?
There's a video of it.
No, I know. I saw it at one time. I remember
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
pulled it up one time. Like, oh my god, that is terrible.
Yeah. I think he did the old knock her out and then grabbed her before she hit the computer.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
because he's a gentleman. He's like, oh,
Chivalry is not dead.
We gotta go. All right. Well, that was Tom and Dan Collins show.
Yeah,
Every Thursday at 1.
we do a
even though we're airing this later.
We do a hard 20 minutes of lightning calls.
Yeah. So if you want to participate, Thursday at 1.
Yeah, Thursdays at 1, we start doing it. You can call us 1-844-866-6326 is the number, or 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 844 Tom and Dan.
I like telling an old school traditional radio man that we do a call-in show that we air a week later. We do a live call-in show that we air on the radio 5 days later.
Can I
Like,
ask you
what?
one more thing? Like before we get out of here, one more thing. Did you see that email? I forwarded it to you, and it's this guy that says he owns time on all these radio stations across North America, and he's like, "Hey, have you ever wanted your podcast on syndicated radio?"
Oh, yeah. I saw that email, yeah.
I feel like we should mess around with that guy or do something silly with him.
Well-
Because he's a real guy. I looked him up. He's on LinkedIn. He's like, it's not weird. I wonder what he charges.
He's just selling time like a...
What do you think it costs to get your show, your 1 hour podcast on like a little AM station?
A couple $100 an hour? Maybe $500 an hour? I don't know. It
I
depends
bet
on the
it's
numbers.
more than it's worth, I'll tell you that.
I remember Rural Radio's number at a time, but I can't remember
Oh,
now.
we should yell that on here.
I will. I'll say
Yeah,
it.
okay, sure. Great.
Yeah, but you could buy
Anything you want.
any time on radio stations on the weekends and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can
like
buy children.
They sell that, and then I'm sure some broker buys a lot of it and then resells it for a little margin. Or,
Yeah.
anyway.
And weed is legal. Like, right? You can buy anything you want these days.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah,
you
yeah.
want. You want to buy a nitrous? Hey, you can buy it.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Nice.
Perfect. Then we got Vince.
And he is a Zoom.
Yeah, he's gonna be Zoom. We may have to send him the link.
All right, I can do that. He can save that though. It's always the same.
Yeah. Let me tell him.
I can send it to no problem. There's the invite. Let me just shoot it to him. There he is. Link. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can get Zoom working. Where does that go?
That one we just did is Tuesday 4 of next week.
Do we have anything there?
No, we did Tuesday 3 earlier today.
And what date is that? The 28th?
That is
Four, you said.
yeah.
Got it. All right. Zoom is working. Let me get rid of that now. Hold on. Too many buttons. You know what came up for me that I want to play on the show? Or jot that down. You ever heard the song Crazy Horses by the Osmonds?
No.
It's a fucking good ass song.
Crazy Horses?
Yeah. It's like a metal song. It's like a rock and roll song. And it's got Donny Osmond plays a pedal steel guitar, and he makes a crazy horse sound, and it's fucking awesome. It's a silly thing to talk about, though. Yeah, I put it on my Instagram stories. No, the song is called Crazy Horses by the Osmonds. The fat Osmond, Merle, I think is his name. Merle sings lead on it. And it's like a hard rock song. It's unlike anything, like, you think of the Osmonds as like ripping off the Jackson 5, right? And being Mormon Jackson 5.
Yeah.
And they do this crazy song, and it's awesome. It's a really good-ass song. Christine, so do I. And Donny Osmond playing that crazy-ass horse sound made me want to do it even more. You know, it's like, oh my God, I want to play the pedal steel guitar. Zoom in the room. Hold on, I gotta find this video for you. Unless you want me to save it to talk about it. Not that big of a deal, though. Here, let me find it. Crazy Horses. The Osmonds. There it is. They had syncopated fucking dance moves, too. Here, look at this shit. It goes. That's Donnie. Fucking goes, dude. Here he goes. Some Mormon rock and roll. Crazy horses.
I hate his chicken wings.
Yeah. You're supposed
But that's
to
a
hate.
good song.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
a
good
good
song.
fucking song, right?
Hey, I've never even heard of.
You gotta live a little, man. You gotta branch out. This is all I do is look at funny, weird music.
Yeah, but where'd you run across this? Just randomly YouTube.
I've known of the song for a long time, but then like it'll come up and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about Crazy, and then I'll go back and watch it. I'm like, god damn, this is better than I remember. That song rips. It's just a fucking great. It's a great song. Crazy horses. You guys have never. Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad a lot of you guys, didn't. No, he didn't hate it. He didn't hate it. Andrea said he hates it. No, he does not.
No, it's good.
Pretty good. They were obviously an amazingly talented family. I don't think anybody could say they were not.
Is everybody in that band
An Osmond?
Osmond?
Yep.
Okay.
I always wanted that. I thought one of us would have it. I thought you would have it. I thought you and the boys, be like.
We're not musical.
But no, it doesn't have to be musical. Just van. It's father and it's got to be the van. Whatever it is, I don't care. Like you kind of have it with a 4-wheeler, so I think you got it.
Well,
I don't got nothing.
Tommy's going to middle school next year.
Yep.
And then my niece Becca plays in the middle school band, and she plays a euphonium.
Right. She plays a euphonium.
And so the boys have gone and seen her recitals and seen perform.
She's
at
into it, right? She's been doing that for a long time.
And for a couple years, and she probably is looking to join marching band when she goes to high school, which is not next year but the year after, which is fucking crazy. She's also taller than I am, which, I mean, maybe she's my exact height. But
can I tell you something that happened at the fireworks? I got uncomfortable and I had to excuse myself and go, because I don't like it, any of it. Like she's getting older, and your sister yelled at her about pulling her top up, like giving her womanly advice.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't think of her. She is a baby child.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I know.
I remember when she'd like a little kid. So I don't like that. It's like the kind of thing you see that, like, I don't know. I don't like growing up.
Yeah.
Like Tracy. Tracy's fucking talking about her son, asking for a manscape. I'm like, don't stop. Shut the don't.
No, I don't like any of that.
Shut up. And that's me I love you, but I don't want to hear any of that. Bah.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about periods.
Oh, sorry, Tracy. I won't tell everybody.
I don't want to hear about
No,
your pubes.
I don't want to hear
boners.
nothing. I don't want to hear boogers. Jelly Roll. I must even stop taking shots at him. Got to do it. Do. Got him. All right. Crazy. There he is. Vince Taylor.
Sir.
Live
How you
and
doing?
direct.
What's happening, bro?
Good
Happy
to see
New
you.
Year.
Happy New Year, man. How are you?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. How about y'all?
Good. Not bad.
It's good to see y'all again.
We're all alive, at least for now. So.
We're live?
Oh, we're on, but I mean, like, we're all alive, meaning we're all like breathing.
Yeah.
All
man,
right.
You look a little. Are you a mountain man in it out?
Yeah, I am. I'm letting it all go.
Yeah. This guy.
I'm letting it all grow. Like I got white gospel preacher over the ears hair. Look at that. That's Southern preacher over the ears. I need big glasses.
I'm gonna regret saying this, but you're giving strong Lord of the Rings Gimli vibes.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fine. Yeah, no. I'm allowed. Yeah, I'm getting.
Acts like you could take a dragon down,
Yeah, I'm gonna work on my Is he Scottish? Is he or is he Irish? Who is that guy? What is his accent?
Dude, if you remember Indiana Jones, it was the guy who was the first in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was the guy who was with Indy the most. Real short in the movie, but he's not actually. I don't remember his name, but yeah, beard, goatee, full. I mean, very, very,
Yeah, the chat room.
right now.
EJ says, "Are we tossing Dan soon?" They want to start tossing me. For
you're not supposed to toss a dwarf, but
I may be down for that in March. I might be down for that in March.
If our listeners can toss you, maybe it'll make some money.
I'd be down for that. I would let EJ toss me. I would let him do that. I like EJ.
I think there should be an annual Tom and Dan toss.
I'm not anti that. We need stuff to set us apart.
Blow your hips out.
Well, they're already blown out. Like, you do it before I get my new hip.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like, who cares? Right now I'm in so much pain. It's not going to hurt me more to throw me through the air. I'm literally right now.
Let's go down to Kennedy Space Center and launch us a Dan quick. You know what I'm saying?
I'm down. I'm absolutely down. Or we can reenact the Trebuchet accident from A Little Big Planet, or what was that's a video game. What was the name of that show?
Little People, Big World.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when the Trebuchet it was tragedy almost struck. All right, we need to get going.
Okay.
I don't want to waste Vince's time.
All right.
Very good to see you,
We
dude.
We good.
Very good to see you, though, man. We have missed you.
You as well.
Yeah,
I got a couple topics. I got like 4 bullet points.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay, cool. And I want to talk to you about a couple things, and this will air.
Well, that sounded. I want to talk to you about a couple things.
No,
motherfucker.
Okay, principal.
Yeah. Good Lord.
This will air tomorrow. Just to let you know.
Okay, 10-4.
All right. Would you like to begin?
Sure.
3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
Real quick before we start, we'll be at Science on Tap on Saturday,
Yes, sir.
January 25th. It's the Orlando Science Center Beer Fest. We're there every year. Me and Daniel have been going for the past couple years. It's always a really, really nicely put together
beautiful beer fest.
Beer
Yeah.
fest.
The best signage,
high-end.
some of the best beers you will ever have, and the best part is all the money goes to help out our Science Center. If you're a member, you can save some money, but you should be a member anyway, and you can find more details at osc.org.
And if you see me and Daniel out there, come say what's up.
Yeah,
We're
well, say
hanging
hi
out.
to Tom. I would prefer if you keep a distance from me. I like a little distance.
So on Zoom with us right now, you can find him at The Real Vince Taylor on Instagram. You can listen to his podcast, The New Blurred Order.
Yeah.
Comedian Vince Taylor. How you doing, Vince?
I'm good, man. Are we bringing sound effects in 2025?
Yeah.
Okay.
2025 sirens. The sirens are back. Wait till I get my fart machine.
Okay, pull up soundboard. It's good to see y'all, man.
So, Vince, I wanted to tell you, in fact, I was thinking about this when I was there. I went back to our old stomping grounds, the Florida Mall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Florida Mall.
Yeah. And have you seen how much that place has changed? Like, I haven't been there in, it may have been over a decade.
You don't do malls.
It hadn't, obviously I've been there after I worked there, but it's been so long where I walked in, I was like, what the? They redid everything. Yeah. Although I went and they put Champ Sports next to Foot Locker, and now it's a mega.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Them mixing, canoodling, if you will.
Well,
even though we know it is the same parent company, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't know if you're asking Tommy or me, but for me, I remember specifically when I got hired at Champs, my manager was like, I don't want nobody to know nothing about no Foot Locker, no Finish Line, even though Champs is owned by Foot Locker. So it's kind of weird. Even though they're the same company, we were in competition a little bit, like who could sell the most socks and the most shoe cleaners and stuff. I know Tommy didn't have to do this because he's in the back, doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, we know what he's doing.
Third floor.
There'll be multiple investigations about.
No, I'm putting up the shoes.
Yeah.
By the way,
sure you were. Louis C.K. over here.
By the way, I went back to the old Champs location. And it's still there. There's 2 Champs now.
Yeah.
And then
there can't be 2 Champs.
And they redid it all. Then I was gonna show my sons. I was gonna go in there and ask if I can go and
show them where you masturbated. Hey boys, come in.
No,
boys, come in here. This is where you would have been conceived.
No, I was gonna go and ask if I can go into the back room and show.
Who does that? And you call me weird? You're gonna go into your old Champs and ask to go in the back room?
Well,
and I'm the lunatic on the show?
I needed to show my sons what their old man used to do.
Yeah. Hey sons, you see those stains up there? Right there.
Yeah.
No, I was
see that ladder?
No,
I used to climb that and then kick it down so I didn't have to do any more work the rest of the day.
No, I was going to show them that I used to do manual labor, that I used to actually do real,
Instead of talking like your wife says.
Yeah.
Talking with your little friend.
Yeah, Dan, what you don't understand is that Tom, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Tom was the only one on our staff who was allowed to dress in regular clothes.
I've heard this before.
Everybody else had these blues on that said Champs on the back, and we had to wear these really tight, before tight clothes was in, these real tight pants, and then we got to pick our shoes. Well, we had to buy them, though. Oh, with a 10% discount, thank you. But they had to be Champ shoes. But Tommy would walk in with a trucker hat, a T-shirt, jeans, and some flip-flops. And we'd be like, does this dude work here? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he here to pick somebody up? Like,
confident.
What's going on? So,
he was confident. He was like he would have on that green turtle hoodie, and he'd walk in with confidence, and no one would say anything. You even mentioned that to me, I believe.
I don't know why that is. Like, everywhere.
Clipboard confidence. You walk in with a clipboard.
Everywhere I've worked, the guy in Office Space where he got hypnotized and then he just started telling the bosses the truth and they're like, I like the cut of this guy's drip. Like, that has actually happened to me in real life multiple times at work, and I have no idea why.
You're like, this is BS, and they're like, you know what, this guy's got it.
I'm gonna blow some smoke up Tom's backside, but I don't want him to take it personally. But Tommy was a hot little cookie back then. He had the long, slick hair back, you know what I'm saying? One of them, very grown Hanson, like Hanson Senior, bop type.
Yeah.
And
he was my little
bop. They all called him Drunky. So he was weaponizing his celebrity is what was happening. Like, folks was up there like, you can't make Drunky the Bear actually come out here and sell socks.
Yeah. My day job, right? I'm on the Monsters of the Mid-Morning.
Exactly. That's literally like, and he be like, we got a bit today, we got a bit, me and Dr. Nervecock or whatever his name is, whatever.
I got to make Kathy Lee Gifford, no big deal.
That celebrity so well, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a hater.
Yeah, he's like, this morning I met John Lovitz. No big deal. No big deal.
How sad was it? I'm on a morning show that at the time they're usually popular, and I have to go to work. Stock boy at night. Like, and that may be where they're like, this guy's on the radio. He's putting our shoes away. He's got the worst job of this place. Let's be honest.
You were like it's like a modern day Cinderella story, right? Isn't it? Like.
Yeah, if Cinderella was a celebrity on the radio, right? He's dressing down. Dan, he does not have to wear the uniform. Yeah. Do you know how big of a deal that is?
Oh, I do.
Those clothes didn't fit us, bro. Yeah. And he comes in with his Ed Hardy shirt or whatever it is.
Oh, he was big into Ed Hardy.
How dare you, Vince? I didn't wear Ed Hardy
and your True Religion jeans.
No, I didn't wear the cracker Ed Hardy BS.
He'd come in with an 18 belt loop Z Cavaricis.
But yeah, like, I was like, this dude clearly is getting away with something, and I couldn't really tell. I'm gonna go ahead and put a name out there. Our manager,
Forrest Stump.
I'm not gonna put the name out there.
Forrest Stump.
Nah, look.
There was a guy named Forrest Stump that you worked with that I will forever laugh at. That his name was Forrest
But
Stump.
I think that she had ulterior motives with our boy Tom.
Oh, that fat lady wanted to ride it. That fat lady wanted to ride it and grain it on that wood.
I would have let her ride it.
You should have let her grain it on that wood.
I was up there the whole time.
Oh,
She
my
could have
God.
imagine if she would have walked up there
Oh, she would have cowboy cartered you. Oh,
in
my
the
God.
castle. That's what I was. Actually, it wasn't what I was thinking about. But no.
Would you have slept with your manager in the shoe castle? Yes
of course
no?
I would.
Okay.
That's how.
There was. I mean, she requested you for activities outside.
Is this the lady you moved?
Yeah.
Yeah, this lady wanted to ride it. This lady wanted to
Well, obviously not that much. She gave me a $5 foot long. For
what? You did what?
For driving
You
it
just
down.
killed Vince. He's dead. He's dead.
Driving all the way down to
What
West.
did you do to Vince Taylor? Where's my friend? Okay,
Could
there
you
he is.
imagine loading some lady's apartment? Huh?
Oh man, what'd you say? I missed it. I was dying from your stupidity. What'd you say?
No. I loaded some lady's apartment out of her house into a moving truck, drove down to West Palm Beach, unloaded it.
She wanted to ride you, dude.
She paid for her subway as payment.
Yeah, but
how crazy is that?
And what were you wearing when you're moving all this stuff, Tom?
Hoodie, trucker hat, Ed Hardy.
Hoodie, a mesh hoodie.
Yeah.
Bro, there was nobody else on that staff who got more special treatment. Like literally, you may as well have been the only biological son, and we were all adopted.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I've seen those movies. I've seen those movies where the stepmom tells you to come in.
You know what's funny is that I would have had, if someone had told me, like, do you think these people think that? I would have been like, what? No, of course not. Like,
Well,
this
you
is
don't.
insane.
You're oblivious to things happening.
Yeah. Honestly,
that's how privilege works.
Besides Vince, because I work with Vince, I didn't even know anybody else's name. Like, I didn't even, like half the time, like I'd see people and they know my name. I was like, how does this guy? Like, I worked there for years. I have no idea who the hell the manager. Like above them, I didn't know anything. Didn't care.
It stopped right there.
Anyways,
the DM accused me of stealing Jordans, and I didn't even wear Jordans back then. But here's my question for you, Tommy. Did you go in and kind of give them the low key inspection? Like, okay, let me see if somebody comes out and addresses me and says hello and tells me the deals for the day. Because that was what my job was. I had to immediately, hello, sir. Thanks for coming to the Champs. Can I help you with anything? No. Okay. Well, just so you know, we got two for one buy one get one off on the shirts and two for free for the socks.
Yeah, you got to give the spiel.
So if I go to the Champs and somebody doesn't do that, I'm like, who's the manager?
Right.
Yeah, you're supposed to sell the shoe cleaner. I remember they tried like some new person manager tried to be like, oh, you have to sell the shoe cleaner and then the socks and
you didn't do it because you can't talk. Like this guy, he's like,
back then, Tim's was a big deal, so the erasers for the Tims and all that. Yeah.
And I remember like I was telling him like I'm not doing that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna
come on the floor. He had like a secret key. He came in through the floor at the back in the back. Like he didn't even come in through the front door like everybody else. He had like a secret entrance, like somewhere in the back where it was stocking the shoes. We never saw Tommy on the floor.
Were you smoking then? Would you go out for smoke?
Oh, smoke all the time. Vince knew. I'd be every time.
Did he stink? Did he smell like cigarettes?
There was a hint of tobacco, but I didn't hang around Tommy.
So
too
you
much.
were smoking and you would eat a foot-long cheesesteak every day?
Yeah. Every time I take the cardboard boxes out to the trash compactor, I'd be smoking crazy.
Yeah.
I get 2 cigarettes in there, and then at one time I was like I smoked in the side hallways of the place.
Yeah, the little hallways where the bathrooms are.
Yeah. I smoked one in there.
Yeah. Well, for those who don't know, when you work at the mall, there's like a secret back hall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For you to get in through
That's
the back.
That's where that lady wanted to ride it. Oh my God! You just lay on this linoleum, and I'll take care of you real quick.
There's a question. One last question about the Champs thing. When you used to take lunch break, if you did you bring food or did you hit the food court?
He
And if
went
you
to
hit the food
Charlie's Steaks every day. Why do you think he got a gastritis?
so literally, you didn't never go to the food court? You always stopped the Subway?
He's like the John Wayne of the Florida Mall. He's got 45 pounds of undigested beef in his belly because he would eat a cheesesteak every day like John Wayne. That's why they used to call him Tom Van American.
No, this is a true story. I go to Charlie's Cheesesteaks every day.
Good as hell. Good as hell. Shout out to Charlie's.
And then Sam's brother would give me a free cheesesteak because he listened to the morning
and he's
Monsters.
in jail now.
He'd give me a free cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Actually, he'd give me the discount. He'd only charge me for the fries or the cheesesteak or something like
That's
that.
That's a good deal, dude. Yeah.
Am I hearing that Sam's brother went to jail for giving you free
No.
steaks?
I don't want to talk about it. I blab too much. I blab too much.
So, all right, let's get to it, Vince, because we got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
And before we get to the nerd stuff, I got to ask you about, and I know people, they don't want to hear that much football talk, but so we'll make it quick. You put up a video on your Instagram talking about A.J. Brown reading the book during the last playoff game. And he was that was during the last playoff game, correct? Against
not the last one, the one before last.
The one before last, yes. And of course, he got a lot of flack about it, and I'm curious of your opinion.
I mean, I think that, okay, I first want to preface this by saying I think it's phenomenal that he's reading on the sideline. I think it's phenomenal that he's reading. I mean, because we don't often hear that from athletes. But in my opinion, as I stated in my video, I believe this was a flex to make sure that the public was aware that he did read. This wasn't him trying to show, I'm trying to work on myself, because you work on yourself in private for the most part. You don't do things publicly to show, hey, I'm working on myself. This was a showcase of me making sure the world doesn't have this warped image of some dumb football player who has no idea how to read and is just going to go out there and hit somebody and go home and take the check. But no, I'm different. I am a literary genius. I can actually read not books on Kindle, but books that you get out of a library. And I want to hold this up high enough for the cameras and even the drones on the field to see, because I know I'm going to get attention. And I know people have been questioning me, specifically A.J. Brown, because he had that whole spat with, I don't know if y'all know about that or not, but him and Jalen Hurts had like a little thing because he didn't get the ball one day, and he went out and the press asked him, they was like, well, what do you think the problem is? He's like, passing. And he's like, well, shoot, who else passes the ball? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one other dude that passes the ball. So it felt like a way to detract from all of the negative attention he was getting for that, even though it was earlier in the season. I will say, however, even though I do think he was trying to showcase that he could read, which, hey, congratulations. It's fundamental, reading rainbow, butterfly in the sky. But I do at least give him credit for using that as an outlet to work on himself. But I do think it was a flex. So I don't give him credit for like bringing it out. But if you're going to use a publicity stunt, then this is a smart one. I give him credit. But I recognize what it is.
The chat room said, what if the author paid him for promotion? No.
That would make sense, but I don't. This is going to sound bad. AJ, I don't think he's smart enough for.
Yeah.
Say that. Let me not say smart enough. I don't think that he thought that in advance. That would have been a good idea. Now, having said that, Inner Excellence, great book. I haven't read it, but I heard good things.
Yeah.
But perhaps maybe a different book, maybe one written by a Marvel comic writer, perhaps, maybe next time. Maybe
right. Well, it's a #1 seller now, they're saying, because of this. So obviously, we all know that everybody rushed out to either buy a digital copy or a real copy. It's checked out of every library.
Well, a couple interesting things. Like, you do that like a cartoon would show you how he's on break by opening the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm reading this.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was boredom.
Yes. Yeah. It's
that's what I thought it was. And then I think he picked the wrong book. I think Vince is right. He should have picked a comic book. That shows that he's like kind of chilling. That would have been a better I'm bored.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about too is like when you're being filmed at all times, and even like when you're not actually on TV, there's cameras and other people's phones on you, and it's safe to say that if you're standing on the sidelines of an NFL game as a player or anybody, someone's filming you at all times,
Well,
right?
tell that to Jelly Roll who ate his booger.
Well, he's in a spectator, like an event.
Yeah, but you got to know people are filming you. You're sitting
That's
right
true,
behind
yeah.
Kid Rock and Donald Trump, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. That's. I think he's naive.
Yeah, but
to
like
it,
you're right,
yeah.
on the sidelines, and they tell that to the cheerleaders in the Dallas Cowboys show.
Of course,
They
yeah.
always say, like, do you understand that there's never a point in that stadium where some set of eyes is not on
Yes,
you.
yes,
That's
yeah.
not a thing.
And nowadays, videotaping you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it's interesting because I'm sure that if you ask any football player, there are times in a football game that you really have nothing to do. And, looking at, a quarterback has to look at, like, obviously he opens up the tablet and he starts reviewing plays and stuff like that. But for everybody else,
I'll never call it a tablet. It's an iPad forever.
you could do that, but I think most of the players, like, it doesn't really that doesn't translate to helping in any way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I know what I need to do, and really, like,
I assume that of all players and coaches.
And-
Like, they all know when they've messed up. They all, like,
yeah, but some
except
the
for
quarterback.
Atlanta's coach. Raheem Morris never knows when he messes up.
But because everybody's watching you, you have to kind of pretend like either you're rooting on your team or you're doing something football related to that game.
Yeah.
Right,
But
at all
Tommy,
times.
Right.
Where does it stop, though? Where does it stop? Next week, does he bring on a PS Portable? Does he start coming out with dice? Does he start bringing out clubs and dominoes and cards?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, what exactly are you supposed to do with the time that you have on the sideline? I played football in high school. I stood next to the coach. I was ready. Now, I know it's different. These guys get paid, so it's a whole big difference. But, I mean, come on, Brad. I mean, are you really, really reading? Or are you really, really just holding up the book so that people see? Now, he also said he's been reading the book. They just happened to catch him this time. Why did they catch him this time? Because he's holding the book up like
Yeah,
this.
I think
He's
you're
holding
right.
the book up like this. So I don't have a problem with it. In fact, AJ, if you're watching, I wrote my own book. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hit me up, it's about Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? And anytime you want to put up another book, just hit me up and let me know if, you need something else to promote, especially somebody maybe been written by a black author that can help us out in the hood a little bit. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you
So
go.
holler at your boy.
I like that.
And real quick,
Send him a copy.
I just got to throw
I
out
didn't write that book, by the way. That's just a bit.
my prediction for this weekend, and I'm curious your take, Vince, is when I was looking at it and listening to a bunch of content, the Commanders have, like, and I didn't know this, but they have the biggest fourth down conversion percentage of the NFL.
What is it?
It's like 87% of
Oh,
fourth
Jesus
downs
Christ.
they've actually converted to first downs, more than Philly, which is weird because Philly has a tush push and it seemingly works 95% of the time or whatever. But Washington has a higher percentage, and they don't even do that tush push thing. So that just shows me that, and a lot of it is luck. When you convert a fourth down. And so sometimes, like, you get, you happen to hit 5 heads in a row, but tails are coming. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and so you look at that and you look at the turnovers from last time against Detroit, and I think tails are coming for the Commanders against the Eagles. And I think that even though Jaden Daniels is playing, like, better than any rookie quarterback we've seen,
Insane.
I think they're not going to hit the same turnover conversion they did against Detroit, and those fourth downs are bound to
Sort of
get
catch
stopped.
up, yeah.
And then on the opposite
All
side, that Chiefs game, I think Chiefs, they should have lost against Houston, even though the Chiefs are the Chiefs, but and Houston's got a better defense than the Bills, but I love the teasing Eagles down and the Bills up to 7.5. That's my play this week, but I think it's going to be a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl, and that's my prediction.
Bills-Eagles. Okay, so, all right. What I've said about the Commanders-Philadelphia game is that I think that the Eagles will probably win, but it ain't going to be no easy win. They're going to have to, like, really work, especially looking at how Jalen Hurts was limping off the sideline after this last game.
Yeah, how is he
limping
now?
back into the locker room. I mean, I just don't have the same level of confidence. He took a real bad hit and messed up that knee a little bit, and he's a soldier, so he's going to come out and he's still going to play.
Yeah, that video
but
was
frankly, if
gross.
this was regular season, he probably wouldn't be because he needs to recover. And that gives me pause. Now, I know Saquon is on his MVP world tour right now, and he's definitely got the potential to lead the Eagles to a win on his own. But I do believe that the heart of this Eagles offense is Jalen Hurts, and I don't think that they'll be able to do the same thing, because what makes the Eagles so dangerous is that you can't just blitz them, because Jalen can run, and he doesn't run like Jaden. He runs and he goes to hit the linebackers. He ducks down and he actually leans in. He doesn't slide or go out of bounds. Like, this dude is getting it. So I if there was ever a time that the Eagles could falter and have an excuse for it, I feel like this might be it. They have suffered so much. You know what I'm saying? With regard to Jalen, it's not his first time like being hurt. And I just feel like he's on fumes right now. Jaden, however, this dude is just getting started. He's only like 21. You know what I'm saying? His dude is like, he went through the Lions, went through the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who's expecting that?
I
Who
also
expected
like
that?
I also like that he he weighs 103 pounds and he wears his beanie on the top of his head like one of the Cosby kids from the late 70s or early 80s, and he is straight dicing and slicing people. Like, he's so fun to watch, but I don't I do worry about him because he's so like he's little, right?
Yeah.
How tall is Jaden Daniels?
He's tall.
He's 6'2", 185, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the last time I saw his info. And you're right. He's one real hard hit from being sent to the emergency room.
Oh,
I feel like he has gotten away by slicking through these holes this last season. But yeah, there's going to be one dude who's going to, and they'll take the penalty and get the win. You know what I mean? That might be a strategy. You know, give Jaden the work, because once you slow him down, that Commander's offense can't do nothing else. Like, he is the complete dominant force in that offense. Now,
should we nerd it up? Is
Yeah,
it nerd time?
Let's get to nerd.
All right, let's nerd. Let's nerd.
All right.
What do you want to talk about first, Vince?
Okay, well, I have something for y'all. This is kind of nerd related, but it's also kind of personal. All right. So as of late, you know, we always talk about Marvel and DC and whatnot. DC has pulled a major move, and I don't even remember if we talked about this before or not. Maybe we did, but they're casting now, along with my man. Oh shoot, his name is escaping me right now, but I see his face in my head, and that's creepy, but it's happening. The dude who made it'll come to me at some point, but they basically are making a Green Lantern project, right? Y'all know Green Lantern, the Lantern Corps. You know, Ryan Reynolds was the first on-screen Green Lantern. Yep. It was a terrible movie, but, you know, whatever. But what they did, because one of the most popular Green Lanterns is a guy named John Stewart, black guy. The first one was Hal Jordan. Yep. Right. Now it's John Stewart. So they hired a dude named Aaron Pierre. Have y'all heard of Aaron Pierre?
Aaron Pierre. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not pulling up a face.
Okay, well, when you do, you won't be able to get this face out of your mind. Because, no disrespect, and I ain't gay, but he's gorgeous. He is so handsome.
My God, yeah. Holy smokes. Look at that guy. He's got blue eyes, for the love of Christ.
He's got green eyes. He's ripped. He's British, but he has a Jamaican background. And the reason I'm telling y'all
this guy is he's a panty dropper, this guy. Holy smokes.
Look at Tom looks a little excited over there. Now, here's the question. I know I've talked about this thus far. But here's the disturbing part about this. You know, I love comic books. I love Marvel. I love all of these movies. I wish I looked like that.
Look at that guy.
But it's fascinating when your wife starts to love these movies as much as you, even though she hasn't had any interest in these movies ever before.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all of these handsome gentlemen, Thor, Captain America, are now coming into the picture. And I wanted to know from y'all, has y'all wife ever had a crush that you knew about? Because my wife is coming to me and showing me all this about Aaron Pierre all day, every day. And I'm happy because it's like, oh, this is coming, but we're related, we're bonding. But I'm also like, hold on.
You get some of that, I think, with your wife. Like, your wife will go see a movie because, like, a hot dude is in it. My wife, I think, has accepted that she is married a disgusting man. Like, I feel like she's
I'll give it up.
And then I feel like in a weird way that it's almost like a weird, what do you call that? Like, it's like, not Munchausen's, but it's like when you fall in love with your kidnapper. I feel like
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
what's
Stockholm
The
syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I feel like my wife has like, now she loves disgusting and she can't have it any other
it's
way.
Stockholm disgusting.
Yeah, I think she's, lock, stock, and full disgusto. That's me.
So
Discuss
she looks
home.
at Aaron and vomits, right? She's like, ugh.
No,
what's
it's
all
just
that
like
beauty?
she
You know what I'm
doesn't.
saying?
No,
She's turned
no, if
asexual.
if she were able to break out of her her hypnosis, she would love him. But she never sees it. It's not even a thing. Like she never even sees that man.
because the syndrome is blocking it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just such a. I was gonna say it's just such a weird place to be because I'm ecstatic. My wife will come to me and be like, "Yo, did you hear that Green Lantern's gonna happen?" I'm like, "Yo, tell me more."
Well, you should
Hell
just
no, man.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
This is gonna make you feel better that like SJ, other people in the chat room that are not gay, that are just like good old boys, are all agreeing with you and saying like, yes, this guy is straight up a good-looking dude. But at least I would say at least your wife has good taste, and I would say, after knowing you, like I'm more comfortable saying this than Tom would ever be. Like, but I think you are a very attractive guy. You know, so I think, I think you're fine. But yes, I think that it is important to get back to casting, I feel like, characters that are like genetically amazing for the role, because it does add to it being more of a quote superhero movie when you get people that do look super, right? Like this guy does.
Yeah.
He's got green eyes, for Christ's sake. And you're
Got
doing
green
Green
eyes.
Lantern? Come on.
And
That's
he
cool.
can dance, and he's got a British accent.
That's cool.
And he works out, and
Yeah.
he's got muscles under his shirt. I
That's
don't
cool.
think he has any scars on his whole body. There's
Yeah.
0% body fat. I think he speaks 11 languages. I think he's an engineer / scientist / ex-president. I don't think there's anything he hasn't done. I love that he's being casted, because the secret to casting is you want to put somebody in the place that men want to be and women want to be with. And I think that they scored that on this one. I just didn't expect my wife to be one of those.
Yeah, and the Green Lantern thing is interesting because I remember how much heat the original movie took for being terrible. So maybe they're really trying to go all in on this and like do it right, because what it kind of sucks because Green Lantern is, I think, as a pseudo nerd, a cool character. I loved Green Lantern. I hate to bring this up every time you're on the show, but I love the comic book Red Sun. Green Lantern in that is fantastic. You'll have to read it. I don't want to spoil it, but Green Lantern plays a role in that. You'll have to read it. Yeah. But
great.
Green Lantern's great, and the core is great, and the different sizes and the different lanterns from different planets. That's all cool stuff.
Let me nerd out a little bit for those who are unfamiliar with Green Lantern. So
Please.
Green Lantern, the original Green Lantern is a dude named Hal Jordan, all right? And he basically is a loser. He finds this magical alien ring, and the ring basically lets you make anything that you can envision. You know what I'm saying? So you can just be like, oh, Green Lantern, make a car, and then you can ride a car. So now Green Lantern has a sidekick named John Stewart. This is not a movie. This is a TV show. This will be multiple episodes. And it's kind of going to giving me Lethal Weapon meets DC Universe.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really interested to see what they do with
That's
it. But
cool.
yeah, geeked about it. And also happy to be able to sit and share a project with the wife, I suppose. Even if
Let me ask you this, Vince. And this is maybe the most nerd question I've ever asked.
I like that.
Is I feel like there should be a different category of superhero when the thing that gives you the superpower is not internal but is external, like a ring or a staff or anything.
Well, but correct me, but don't you have to be virtuous in order to even don the ring?
Yes. You can't
So
just
it is
be any
inside
old
you.
body. Yeah, they're selected. I left that part out. I didn't want to get too deep into the weeds, but yeah, the folks who end up with the rings in the Lantern Corps are not folks who just randomly happen upon it. Even though I kind of made it feel that way, they don't just happen. The ring is placed in their path because of the life and the character that they lead, and so that's how they, by Darkest Day and Darkest Night or whatever, end up being. So yeah, you're right. But what Tom is saying basically is like it shouldn't count if you're just Iron Man and your superpower is all dependent on what gadget you put on or what ring you put on or whether or not you put the magic belt on or put the magic suit on. Like there's certain, like Superman is a real superhero. The dude can burn with his eyes and he can
what
lift
Tom
and he
is
can
really
blow.
asking is he wants it to, if you are a real superhero, you have to have your powers naked.
Yes, yeah.
I'm being serious.
Without the aid of some external magic force. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not the superhero. You are the owner of the superpower, which is the ring or the suit.
Or the staff.
Or, or
Well, yeah, but you have to meet, like Dan said, you have to have certain virtuous characteristics in order to be qualified. Like, everybody don't get the job, you know what I'm saying? So there's something to say about that. But I tend to believe I agree with you. I don't know if Robin really classifies as a superhero. The dude has zero powers.
He was a boy, right? Wasn't he a boy?
Yeah, even Batman. You could argue, like, although he has got exceptional fighting ability, there's nothing.
And a boy, and he had a boy.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like, let's analyze that for a second. Batman, he had a bunch of weapons, but he also drive around town with a boy in his car.
Well, although Robin Hood was a grown man, he was just a young man.
You know, I would love to drive around Orlando with a vehicle filled with weapons and a couple of young boys in there, but you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, boy. Some have said in the past that Batman's superpower is white privilege.
Okay, yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you got to think about it. This is a dude who jumps off of buildings to beat up dudes in back alleys trying to buy nickel bags from folks, somewhere on the back of Orange Avenue.
You're right. He does hate black people. I never thought about that.
This is 72% THC. You're going to jail. Like, hold on, man. Calm down.
This is from True Leave.
You're on to something. We actually, on our podcast, New Blurred Order on YouTube, holla at your boy, we actually went down a list of superheroes that aren't or maybe shouldn't even be classified as superheroes, and we had some debates on some, like
Hawkeye.
Green Lantern was one because he didn't really, I mean, it's the ring base. We also put Shang-Chi in that same, because without the 10 rings, do you really have powers? Yes, you can fight, but you're a fighter. A lot of people are a fighter. And so, yeah, you're on to something there, Tom, and that is a very, very, very nerdy question, so keep them coming. Write them down.
Daniel brings up a good one.
He can't write. He's actually the strangest nerd. He's nerdy but can't read or write.
Daniel brought up a good one. Hawkeye. If you get crushed by your own snowplow, you're like, are you a superhero?
Oh my God! You know what I say? I say you're stupid if you do that. My God!
Too soon, man.
No, he's fine.
No, he's fine. I saw him on 60 Minutes.
He's fine. You know, it would have never happened if you hadn't have been over helping. He was clearing his neighbor's driveways.
You're not actually Hawkeye.
Yeah, you don't need to clear. You mind your business. Don't clear your neighbor's driveways. Mind your business.
Oh, real quick.
Let me.
Vince,
go ahead,
I want to ask you about Daredevil Born Again. Because what?
Pull up just means please. Let's discuss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tom thought a black guy was here with a gun. He's like, oh God, a black guy pulled up with a gun.
It's a lot of times passed since Champs, and I've been living, I'll say, away from Champs in white suburbia, radio town.
He said pull up, and you're like, whoa.
Hey, it's all good, man.
So I watched the trailer because I was doing some preparation for today's segment. And the trailer looks really good. Although Daredevil, not my favorite character.
You don't like people with disabilities.
Are you ableist?
Yeah.
Well, Daredevil, Professor X. There's a lot of
like that. Yeah.
I'm like,
he would. But would you
like? What's wrong with you?
Would you watch a show where they're roommates?
Daredevil and Professor X?
Yeah, but they have no wheelchair ramp, and the furniture is all standard. It's all standard. There's nothing.
And there's no braille in the house.
There's literally no accessibility help at all, because...
So anyway, what do you think about the new Daredevil Born Again?
All right, well, I'm glad it's a good question. Obviously, I haven't seen it because I ain't come out, but the concern from those of us who are fans of Daredevil because of the show that came on Netflix is, will Disney Plus give us the same product? Because Netflix Daredevil was,
I'm
going to go on record and say this, was the best Marvel show on Netflix.
It went so hard, right? Like that. Yeah, it was good. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Yo, Tom.
Go watch it. It's good.
I don't normally spoil things, but I think that
it's been out a long time, man.
I can tell you this without it spoiling the show. But there will be at a random moment, sometime throughout the season, and Daredevil has been consistent with this all 3 seasons. They'll pick a moment where Daredevil will do a live fight scene, and it'll last like 10 minutes, bro.
Epic.
In the first season, he was in the hallway and he was beating up these thugs in the hallway. He went into their room, you hear him, and then he gets thrown into the hall, and they don't move the camera.
Yeah,
they
it's like a one shot.
Keep the camera right there, and they show him he's fighting so much he starts getting tired. Like he's trying to take a break. He'll beat somebody up, and he'll knock him out. Somebody else will come up to him, and he'll be like on the wall, like trying to catch his breath, and then they'll come back and he'll sit there and knock him out. And this is he's doing it with the blindfold on his head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
like,
oh my God. And then the second season, he does it out of an elevator, and you're just like, whoa, like these are really, really good fight scenes. Bloody, you hear bones cracking, it's crazy. And so I'm just nervous that Disney, because of their squeaky clean image, even though they have even though they have Deadpool and some other rated R stuff on their site right now, those aren't Disney Plus productions. Disney owns Marvel, but these are Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds did that. So I'm just nervous about whether or not they can reproduce the same magic, the same violence, the same fight scenes, the same that we got from Netflix. And this is a very, very, very significant canary in this coal mine, because if this doesn't give us what we want, then we ain't looking forward to no Luke Cage or no Jessica Jones, or especially not no Iron Fist. So there's a lot riding on this Daredevil Born Again. So they gotta come correct, Disney. We watching.
There you go.
But we watching to see if you can at least uphold the tradition of Daredevil being a badass.
When did Daredevil's first season? Because that's the only one I've seen. When did that come out?
I want to say 2008, 9. It's
old. But it was, I remember being blown away at how violent it was. Like, I remember thinking like, oh, wow. And that was before we had any of these other shows like The Boys or Invincible or any of these other like hyper violent, like.
Well, 2015 was what it says online. And then it laid way for The Punisher, which was even more violent.
Yeah.
And it just had this whole little Netflix universe, man. It started with Jessica Jones, and it just kept going. So that's my take on whether or not Disney's Born Again Daredevil is going to be good. It has to at least equal the same level of gore, violence, and action that we got from Netflix. If not, then it's going to get pushed into the same corner that all the rest of Disney shows is coming out with right now, like the whole Agatha and and all these other shows.
The chat room is giving you a little bit of help. Fashino says the Disney preview for Daredevil Is It Born Again has a fight scene with a breaking of an arm. They're hoping that it keeps it similar. So maybe that's
It looked violent in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like I saw the arm break in half, and it was pretty violent. I looked at it. And
maybe they put that in there for because they're like, damn, we gotta.
they know.
Because I do feel like, tell me if you feel this way, Vince. I do feel like when you say this is make or break for Disney, I kind of feel that way because do you guys watch Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
not unless it's one of these shows, right?
I don't know of many of my friends that really watch it. Now, maybe I get on there for there's some sporting events that somehow get in there. I don't know how that works, or whether it's I don't know why. Sometimes I find Andrea's got it on there, but I don't use it. Like maybe Bob's Burgers, I'll use it for Bob's Burgers. That's it.
Hulu too, so
Yeah, you could go Hulu with that. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's important for them to hit this one.
And in addition to that, good reporting. There are also reports that they have stopped the potential projects that they had on the ballot moving forward, and that they want to limit their productions until they can kind of get themselves right on the right track.
Yeah.
So we're not getting another Eternals. We're not getting another. There's a few different shows. I don't have them all on the top of my head right now, but there's a different direction that they're trying to go. But this shows that they're trying to at least keep something on the streaming devices. But it's going to rest because look, Daredevil. I didn't like Daredevil. That's one of the things that Marvel did so well was that they made you like characters that you didn't know whether or not you liked or not. Like everybody's not Spider-Man and Iron Man. And so Daredevil, this blind dude who jumps off buildings, that doesn't make any sense. But they made him so believable. Like he's always hurt. Even in the courtroom, he's got a black eye.
Yeah.
The fact that he's not the fact that he's vulnerable, that he can be hit, and he's always hurt. He's always icing himself. He's always got cracked ribs, and he's never presented himself as some super overwhelmingly powerful superhero. Makes it relatable, and I think that's what makes Daredevil work. Luke Cage didn't have that. He's bulletproof. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a little twist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking very much forward to. And Charlie Cox, chef's kiss. Nobody could have played this role better.
Yeah, I totally agree. A fun fact: I had a like a 6.5-inch Daredevil action figure as a young boy.
I'm so glad that's how that sentence ended.
Yeah. Well, that way that would have gone. I have a 3.25 inch. But no, I had a like a 7-inch or 6.5-inch Daredevil action figure from the original Marvel, and it came with that little gray baton, and that thing got sucked up in my mom's vacuum about 18,000 times. She hated it. It was the toughest little gray baton. It would always get sucked up right in the Kirby. I'd pull it out, put it in Daredevil's hand.
Real quick, Vince, I read on an article that the Marvel Disney bought the rights to X-Men, and they're talking about like when the Marvel universe ends, they'll start doing X-Men, and then people predict that soon, soon by meaning like years from now, there'll be some sort of X-Men Marvel. Like X-Men versus Marvel, whatever characters we're going to see.
Avengers, you mean?
Avengers, sorry. Yeah. Marvel characters. Or Marvel is X-Men.
It's like your grandpa talking about Biggie Smalls.
God damn it.
Which one is West Side and which one is East Side?
Run DMC and MJ
Avengers versus X-Men. So do you know anything about that?
Well, I know that there's plenty of comics that have the Avengers versus the X-Men, and I've heard about it, and this is something that's rumored and floated around, but I can just say right now that I think they need to pump the brakes on this. I think the X-Men are in disarray. All right, they had a really good run with the First Class cast that they had.
It was good.
But then when they tried to go into the mutants and try to go into the Apocalypse series, it just fell flat. Days of Future Past was the last, in my opinion, the last fairly decent X-Men production. And they, in my opinion, need a complete reboot. It was trash, the one where Sansa from Game of Thrones played Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, most people didn't even make it through that movie. So my opinion on the X-Men is they need to consider doing Avengers style movies where they highlight one person, one mutant, instead of kind of give me the X-Men origin, Logan, Wolverine type of movies. We want to see a Storm movie. Like, not a Storm production where she's amongst the cast and everybody else is in it. No, we want to see Aurora Monroe all by herself. We want her origin story, her Kenyan background that mixed with Brooklyn. We want to see her get her flowers instead of being mixed in this big old X-Men salad. We want to maybe give us Jubilee. Maybe give us some Scott Summers. Give us the Summerses are like the matriarchs of the X-Men. Like, there's so many Summers. Like, Scott Summers he's got a daughter, he's got a brother, he's got a mom. Like, there's so many ways you can go with the X-Men instead of just trying to give us the X-Men animated series on screen, which that series was phenomenal, by the way.
Get some Mark Summers from Double Dare in there. How about that? Real quick, because I know you got to go. How do you feel about them casting country music superstar Jelly Roll as Juggernaut?
Is that true?
No, I made that up. I made it. I'm sorry. I'm stupid.
Well,
oh my God, I would
big
not
fat
like
Juggernaut. I'd watch it. I'd watch him do that.
Blob, I could see, but
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I done forgot old boy name already. What's my man who's with the oxygen tank? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Dave Blunt.
Dave Blunt could be. There's a character named Mojo. He's
Yeah.
green. he could be a perfect Mojo, because Mojo doesn't sit.
Did you
He's like
see-
attached to his room? You know what I'm saying?
Have
So
you
that'd
seen
be
Dave
perfect, but-
Blunt? Have you seen? Okay, so Dave Blunt is this super overweight rapper, right?
Yeah.
Who performs with an oxygen tank on stage, and he had this girl that got on stage with him at, I think it was at Wiz Khalifa's big, party or whatever, and he was on stage. Well, the girl sat on the couch with him. He must have paid her to do that, but he told everybody it's his girlfriend, right? So everybody's blowing up her Instagram now, and they're like, "Why aren't you with Dave?" or "Why are you cheating on him?" and stuff and she's just in the Middle East somewhere.
Oh, she was like, that's not my boyfriend.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't say anything because I guess he probably told her don't say anything. Or
oh, okay.
yeah. Go follow that. It's fun.
NDA.
This is what I do on the toilet, Vince.
Again, the new Blurred Order podcast.
We've been recording a lot
Can I
today.
say something? One last thing.
Please,
real quick?
yeah. Say anything you want, man.
It's in the field of what y'all were talking about, and it's just in preparation for the upcoming Captain America movie on February 14th.
Oh, that
I don't
looks
know
good.
if y'all know. But
Yeah.
A Brave New World.
That looks good with Harrison
Anthony
Ford,
Mackie.
Red Hulk.
Yeah, it's Red Hulk, Harrison Ford, probably his. This could be. You know what I'm saying? Harrison Ford's like 180 years old. You know
when
what
he changes, the Red Hulk has one little earring.
What
Stupid
earrings?
dork.
And
What a dork.
big pill cabinet. Yo, I just want to say that I am going to see this movie because I'm a huge fan of Marvel, but I can't help but feel like this movie won't get as much as much of a chance to succeed, all because Anthony Mackie is not as sexy as Chris Evans was. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong with that, but I just get this feeling that Anthony Mackie is kind of being ugly shamed a little bit, or like he's not getting the same respect he should. Like
as old Pierre. What if he was
somebody?
Pierre?
I feel like because he looks like a chipmunk a little bit, and his cheeks is kind of fat, and he doesn't have that ill sex appeal that Aaron Pierre has.
Yeah,
I think that's going to work against him at the box office, and I think that's unfair for guys like us that aren't dimes.
Yeah, yeah, those of us that aren't even pennies. Come on.
Yeah, but people are going to see that movie to watch Red Hulk versus Green Hulk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the draw
There's no
is.
Green Hulk in this.
Oh, there isn't?
No.
Oh.
This is Captain America versus Red Harrison Ford one-earing Hulk.
Okay. The Green Hulk doesn't show up?
Not in this one.
Oh.
Nah. Red Hulk is General Ross. He was formerly played by Will his name escaped me, but he passed away.
He's played by Will Ferrell.
Oh, I thought they were gonna have like a Hulk versus Hulk fight, and that was the whole thing.
No. This one is.
And I won't spoil it. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty confident I know what's gonna happen, so I won't spoil it. But let's just say, don't expect the Red Hulk to soak up the bulk of the movie. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
All right.
Once that earring's out, he dies. You pull the earring, it's like it's his Achilles heel.
It's just until the earring, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that.
You got it. Hey, Vince, we love you, man. Thanks for being on the show, buddy. We appreciate you
doing
guys.
this.
Thanks, man.
You doing any stand-up anytime soon?
Do I got any shows? My shows aren't too local. I'm going to be jumping back on the boat here pretty soon, so I might not be available for a little bit. But I do have some stuff coming up in Volusia County, something coming up in Orange County. Those will be posted on my page. I don't even know what they are exactly on top of my head, so you caught me off guard. But yeah, The Real Vince Taylor on Instagram and the New Blurred Order Instagram and the website will have all of these dates. So holla at your boy.
Go.
And MegaCon's coming up too, so we'll see you there.
Yeah, we're gonna get some guests from that, and maybe I'll email you because I might have something we'll do with that. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, Vince.
All right, man. Take care, Tommy.
Later,
Take care,
man.
Dan. Good to
see
you.
Good seeing you too.
All right.
Always.
So we will see you on Monday.
That was an uncomfortable way to end it.
Sorry, I realized that I was about to go more, but I was
trying
like,
to hit all the buttons.
we did 47, and I was like, we got to get out.
And I hung up with Vince. He's still there. Everything like I fell down the stairs. That was funny. We recorded a lot today. I can feel it. Or maybe that's just my cold medicine making me feel like I'm floating through the space.
Yeah, no, we did.
That's Friday?
Did a little extra than we have been.
Right.
Yeah, that's Friday.
All right. Guys, and that's it, right?
Yep, we'll be back tomorrow on Twitch for the Friday Free Show.
Yes.
We got Brendan O'Connor coming in.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you have any voicemails, you have any questions for Brendan, you have any questions about anything happening in Orlando, because maybe we'll do that. If you want to call tomorrow, we'd be open to that. Calls have been really fun lately, so
yeah.
maybe we'll do